Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Here's your stimulus check update, stimulus package update, and news report. In today's video, I will be bringing you up to date on the latest stimulus news, including the status of the third stimulus check. The White House just agreed to tighten income thresholds for the $1,400 stimulus checks. This is not good news. Please make sure to watch until the end of this video because I will be explaining how you can make sure that you are going to receive a full $1,400 stimulus payment. But before this video starts, I will be giving away another $50 Amazon gift card this Friday. To enter the giveaway, all you have to do is subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment below.
Can I ask you about the economy bill? Do you think that, the big debate taking place now is whether we need a stimulus or a COVID relief plan as large as President Biden is proposing, $1.9 trillion. There are people who say the output gap is not that big. There are others who say, look, most of this is going toward public health and relief for people who aren't allowed to work. What do you think? Is it the right size?
Well, the government always has a hard time targeting exactly the people who are in need, and particularly if you're designing programs very quickly. There's no doubt there's some number of people who really are still suffering, say it's 15% out there. The other 85% had the benefit of last year's stimulus activities, and actually, the poverty rate's down, aggregate income levels are up. So it will be tricky when you want to move fast to be targeted. If you add this stimulus to the next round, the Build Back Better, that makes at least a few commentators worry about inflationary pressure. So I know there's a lot of good things in the stimulus bill, and the Build Back Better is going to have a lot of fantastic climate-related stuff in it. But I hope, we can target it better. And we are definitely getting to levels that those inflationary worries aren't crazy.
You said in another interview that you thought that the permanent ban on Donald Trump and Twitter should be rethought. And I wanted to use that as a way to ask you about what would be the right solution. You were thinking through in that response that there must be some way to make sure that lies and falsehoods and conspiracy theories don't spread while keeping, honoring the First Amendment. And I was wondering what you thought of this idea, which was that the algorithms that are created by companies like Facebook and Twitter and all the social media companies are designed to keep us all hooked. And so, the more sensational, the more outrageous, the more dramatic get preference over the more boring, so that Hillary Clinton running a child prostitution ring in a pizza parlor is going to get more clicks than Bill Gates has a new book about climate. Do you think that the government should and can mandate that these algorithms be written in a way so that they don't just take you down these rabbit holes and that provide, show you facts, show you information? Is that an appropriate way to think about this?
Well, I'm not as expert on this as, say, malaria eradication or climate change, but I think there's a difference between if somebody says, I want Donald Trump specifically to be, his messages to come to me, versus putting into somebody's feed similar kind of outrageous, things that are corrosive about the election that, then you're selecting in somebody who wasn't directly requested. So yes, those feed algorithms, we are at a very immature stage of understanding how the government and companies should avoid those being magnification of conspiracy theories. I do think there's probably some solution there.
Finally, Bill, I asked you about what the fall would look like for most of us. There's also a big debate taking place with all this money that has been showered by the federal government. That some people think we're going to see an explosion of economic growth in the United States in the fall. Others think it's going to be a much longer process because a lot of stuff isn't going to come back, business travel, theaters, things like that. What do you think? Are we going to have a big boom in the fall?
Well, certainly off of the base, the sectors like entertainment and tourism, as those come back, that will add. Now, some sectors like furniture buying and other things have been super strong. And of course, the stock market has had this income effect because of the interest rate situation. To me, the most interesting question really isn't the next 12 months. It's the permanent change to the notion of does a salesman have to, go be physically in the office? When world leaders meet, like say I'm talking to African heads of state, will they keep a block of time so we can have that quick 20-minute meeting more often, instead of flying all the way there for the 1-hour meeting every few years? So the behavior change about only being in the office, say, a quarter of the time, or telehealth, or better online education, those are the changes that I'm fascinated by, which are permanent changes to behavior that could change how you think about downtown commercial space dramatically.
And your gut is that these changes are here to stay?
Yes, I think so. I think that, if half the companies have their employees come in 1 week out of 4, that the traffic patterns and the sharing of real estate between companies, that's a very dramatic change, with rents going down, traffic jams going down, winners and losers, but overall very positive.
Bill Gates, thanks so much for taking the time. It is a terrific book, everyone. You really should go out and get it. And thanks again for joining us.
Thanks, Reid.
Alrighty, everyone. So President Joe Biden has agreed to tighten eligibility requirements for the $1,400 third stimulus checks. This is bad news for many Americans. 2 Democratic aides have confirmed this. Several moderate Senate Democrats have been pushing for President Biden and other Democrats to further target the stimulus payments. And according to Democratic aides, individuals making over $80,000 a year will no longer receive a $1,400 stimulus check. In the House of Representatives bill, the income thresholds for individuals was $100,000 a year. So with this new targeted relief bill, the limit for heads of households will be $120,000 a year. That is $30,000 less than what the House of Representatives listed in their version of the bill. Now the limit for couples is $160,000 a year instead of $200,000 a year. The new stimulus relief bill proposal is going to begin phasing out the stimulus checks at the same income levels as the House of Representatives bill. That is $75,000 for individuals, $112,500 for heads of households, and $150,000 for joint filers. Democratic Senator Debbie Stabenow told reporters today that the agreement was a reasonable compromise. I think we're really in a good spot, and frankly, the most important thing is to get this done. So what are your thoughts, everyone? Is more targeted relief a good thing or a bad thing? Please leave your thoughts in the comments below. Moderate Democrats have also been pushing to lower the enhanced unemployment benefits to $300 per week, down from $400 per week. The House of Representatives bill extends the benefits through August 29, 2021. However, progressive lawmakers like Senate Finance Chairman Ron Wyden have been pushing for the Congress to extend enhanced unemployment benefits through September. 2 Democratic sources said the Senate stimulus bill is expected to keep the benefits at $400 per week through the end of August. Ron Wyden said in a statement, adding $400 per week to jobless benefits and covering gig workers and the self-employed is the boldest action Congress could have ever taken to support the jobless. I pushed hard for keeping that 6 month of benefits, and I'm going to fight it like hell to extend them until August. Wyden also stated he'll also continue to fight for long-term unemployment insurance reform and automatic stabilizers in the months ahead. Now, those progressives are urging the Senate not to alter the relief package too much. The House of Representatives will have to vote on any changes that Senate makes. During an interview with Yahoo Finance Live, Democratic Representatives Pramila Jayapal, warned against tightening eligibility for the third stimulus checks or decreasing the weekly unemployment boost. She stated, "It will be a problem if this gets undermined in the Senate." In the White House press briefing, Press Secretary Jen Psaki told reporters that President Joe Biden does not want to lower the income thresholds to start phasing out the checks, but he's open to phasing out the stimulus payments out at a faster pace. And according to Psaki, she said President Biden is comfortable with where negotiations stand. The narrow income requirements for the third round of stimulus checks would mean 11.8 million fewer adults and 4.6 million fewer children would receive stimulus payments, compared to an earlier version of the stimulus bill that passed the House of Representatives last week. The Senate version of the deal, which has support of the White House, reportedly further targets the stimulus checks by phasing out the payments sooner. Steve Wamhoff is Director of Federal Tax Policy at the ITEP. He told Yahoo Money, For most people, the stricter income limits proposed in the Senate does not make a difference. For the bottom 60% of the Americans, the folks who really need help, there would basically be no difference at all. That is the end of the video, everyone. I really hope you found this video helpful. Please make sure to enter the $50 Amazon gift card giveaway by subscribing to my channel, liking this video, and commenting below. Thank you, and have a blessed evening.